Greetings all, I hope you are well. Today we're going to travel to a fantasy land within our mind's eye. We're going to come up against a few challenges as we endeavour to find our way home. So settle yourself down into a comfortable position, be you sitting or laying down, perhaps a blanket to keep you warm, as we leave reality behind in this special time just for you, a time to relax, a time to let go, and a time to submerge yourself into your own fantasy realm. Let's close our eyes and imagine ourselves wandering out into a warm spring day. Wandering out about a meadow, where in the middle of this meadow is a giant oak tree. Let's take a spot under this tree now, enjoying that warm, soothing sensation of the sun upon our skin as we imagine the roots of the tree embedded deep into the ground below, where a single root lifts up and wraps around your waist, holding you tight to the tree's trunk, keeping you safe and keeping you grounded. Let's enjoy the sound of the meadow for a moment as we let go the sights and sounds around us to the sights and sounds within our mind's eye. Suddenly, the ground begins to rumble and the surface surrounding you begins to crack. You get up and walk out a little into the wide open space of the meadow, away from danger, where without warning, the ground fully opens up. You find yourself falling, much like Alice in Wonderland, yet surrounding you is 4 paths, all that seem to be leading down, and down, and down. Whereas you continue to fall, you can feel the air rush past you. You can hear the grass rustling in the speed of your movement. Before long, you can see a cracked surface coming rapidly towards you. You pull your hands over your eyes and shut them tight in fear of immediate impact. All of a sudden, you feel a firm sensation under your feet. It is clear you have not plunged to the point of no return, but in fact you have landed quite softly on your own 2 feet. You glance up from whence you came and see nothing more than a speck of light far above. A daunting sensation comes over you as you bring your gaze back down, expecting to see nothing but closed-in walls. But to your surprise, you now stand within a fantasy realm. You find yourself stood on a single path, its cobbled texture apparent under your feet. As you take in your new surroundings, fluffy golden clouds surround you, as if you'd fallen down into a sky below the earth. The soft flutter of birds capture your attention as you follow a single one to notice the path you stand on splits off into 2 different directions, both of which end at a door. Each door is partly open, inviting you in as you glance between the pair. Cautiously, you take some steps forward until you reach that fork where the path splits. It is clear you must make a choice to which door you pick. Do you pick the left door, or do you pick the right? You ponder for a moment, squinting to see through the partial opening on each door, determining which view is more appealing and welcoming. Making your choice, You walk up to the door. Curiously, you peer through the door you have chosen, cautiously eyeing what is within before you choose to step through this magical realm. The other side appears to offer a woodland. You notice the autumn leaves coating the pathway. A small frog croaks at you from its toadstool. Feeling safe, you close your eyes as you pass through the door to the other side. Upon opening your eyes, as you pass through the door, you're caught off guard, expecting to see your little forest you once laid eyes on. But now, alas, you're facing a barren desert. You feel the heat of the desert plains as the warm winds whip up around you. Off in the distance, you can make out what looks like a cactus upon a small dune mound. Perhaps from there you can gain better view of where you are. Slowly, you make your way in the heat over the sandy surface, each step an effort in the heat. As you grow closer, the cactus takes on a new form. Was this a mirage? Now stood before you is a beautiful female form, a magical being with glittering wings of gold, a headdress of gold and turquoise. She is clutching a compass while another swings from her neck. She calls out to you. Step closer, have no fear, for I can help, and that's why I'm here. Her soft voice appears calm and welcoming. You step closer to her to hear her words of wisdom. You seem confused. Let me aid you. I am the map shifter. I am true. She pauses before speaking again. You fell through the magical map that landed you in this world's lap. I know the way past water and stone, the way to lead you home. Her riddles of tongue become more apparent with each sentence she utters to you. You listen on intently, hoping for an answer or direction. Her voice comes again. A compass I have to help you out, to clear the way of your self-doubt. Focus now and ask it true. Pray for the help, for it to guide you. She reaches out her hand to pass you the compass she is rhyming about. You take the compass into your hands, glancing at it for a moment, before turning your attention back to her. For what do I ask it? You puzzle her back. A warm smile plays upon her lips. This world is odd and strange. Only the compass can engage. You need the wizard of awareness to take you forth. As for his lair and the compass will set the course. With those final words, she fades before your eyes, leaving a sparkling dust pile of gold and sand upon the floor before you. You turn your attention back to the compass, pondering the words she gave you. There is a small clasp at the base of the compass, which you press. Popping it open, it reveals its full splendor to you. You mutter her words, attempting to make sense of them. Wizard of awareness. His lair? You pause, thinking long and hard before you choose to hold the compass out and say the words aloud. To the wizard of awareness lair. Swirls of rainbows launch around you glittering in their colour. As they move rapidly, the desert view around you is soon enveloped in this colourful mass. Before long, the rainbows fade, the glitter falls, and you're faced with a widening path at the ground of a towering, icy temple. Feeling the extreme temperature change from the hot sun of the desert to the icy winds of this place, you shiver slightly. Eager to get inside, out of the cold, you begin to make your journey towards the base of the stairs that you can make out at the bottom of the temple. Your eyes follow the stairs up as they wind around the icy structure to a door at the very top. It is here you notice a dark form circling overhead. Nerves wrung you, but you face the fear that pushed you forward. Little time passes before you reach the first step of the long winding stairs. Sighing, you place your foot upon the first step and begin your ascent of the icy temple. Each step echoing out under your feet. You climb higher and higher and higher. As you find yourself halfway, the dark form circling in the sky becomes apparent. It is a dragon looming overhead. You hear it call out as its boom fills the air around you. Still you face your fear as you continue to finish the stairway before you. Finally, you've reached the icy doorway that looms above you. Catching your breath for a moment, you ponder what waits inside. Embracing those nerves once more, you enter. That icy wind which cannot pass is left biting at the doorway as you look around a small, low-lit hall. Come! You hear a boom echo down the hall to your ears. Is that the voice of the wizard? You wander down the hall, hearing your footsteps echo with each pace. Soon enough, a figure comes to form. Sitting before you, with his long white hair and beard, clutching a staff in his golden robes, is a man you can only assume is the wizard. You ask him aloud, "Are you the Wizard of Awareness?" His lips curl to a warm smile before he speaks to you. "Indeed I am. You have travelled by the compass. Tell me, how did you come to meet the map shifter?" He questions you back. You think upon his question before explaining. "I fell through the ground and walked into a desert," was all you could offer. A loud chuckle echoed around the room. "My dear, you did not fall through the ground. You fell through the map. Your intuition took you through the correct door, which led you to the map shifter. That is why you clutch that compass, and why you are here before me. You have faced fears to enter this lair, faced the warmth, faced the cold, but your trials of mind are not yet over. Step closer. Let me explain what is to come." A puzzled look plays your face as you step closer to the wizard. "I can only help you so far. The rest is up to you. Remember,
Not all is what it seems, yet all is what it seems.
You hear his words, and your mind wonders another riddle. He smiles at you, hold out in his hand.
Take this.
You extend your hand to take what he is offering. His voice comes again.
This is the key you need to return home. Keep it safe and do not lose it. I can lead you to the start of your journey, but finding your way is entirely up to you.
He climbs to his feet now and walks behind you.
Close your eyes. I shall set your compass to the throat of the mountain. Pass through and continue your journey home. There are lessons to be learned within this world. You merely need look.
And with that, a flash of light engulfs you, and you're transported from his presence to a towering mountain. As you stare up at its dusty form illuminated by moonlight, the wind whipping around you once more, you can't help but notice that the mountain holds a face, a familiar face, much like that of the wizard. You notice a single rope swaying in the winds, hanging out of the mouth. You assume this is the correct way in, although it will be a bit of a climb. Feeling that sense of adventure, you reach the rope, gripping its creaking form into your palms. Mustering what strength you have, you climb up the cliff face slowly, each gust of wind attempting to knock you down, the sway of the rope uncertain under your grip. Yet you endeavour, and are rewarded with a ledge to hoist yourself up upon into the throat of the mountain. Once inside, you're met with a cave, nowhere but forward to go. You walk carefully through the cave, cautious of its slippery, slimy surface. Your mind wanders to the words of the wizard and the trials you must face, which soon leads you to wondering where you are going. Your thoughts drift back to the entrance of the mountain, the details you took in among the face, what the hair and the top of the hair was a building or a spire. There was some form of structure up there, you were certain of it. The cave began to twist and turn, and a level of elevation was occurring. You can feel gravity pulling at your feet. A while had passed, and your eyes had adjusted to the dim light within. Your eyes trace the walls of the old and follow them ahead, where you notice a speck of bright light in the distance. You quicken your pace towards this light as it grows larger in your speed. A rapid rushing noise fills your senses. Suddenly, you stop dead in your tracks. You catch yourself before you topple over the edge of a floating waterfall. Gasping in shock, you clutch the wall, glancing about in the bright light. What now? You question yourself, looking around at your predicament. Going back leads nowhere. Going forward leads nowhere. Your thoughts drift back to the words of the wizard. Not all is what it seems, but all is what it seems. How was this useful? You frown, taking in your surroundings. The rushing waterfall at your feet. Some birds call from the single tree that the floating island hosts. You glance upwards and notice a chimney spewing out rainbow smoke. Before long, a giant hot air balloon floats towards you. You call out for help. Help! Help! A figure pops up from the basket, boasting a large telescope.
"Hello down there!"
A male voice calls to you. You frantically wave your arms about, calling louder. Help! Help! The telescope extends longer, and the voice comes again.
"Take the scope and hold on tight. I shall hoist you up."
Nerves grip you as you prepare to launch into a leap of faith. You make a running jump and catch the end of the telescope, gripping it for dear life as you hover above nothingness. As promised, the man pulls you in, helping you into the basket of the balloon.
"Well, greetings to you. What are you doing all the way up here?"
He questions you as he collapses the scope back down to a tiny size and pops it in his pocket. You prepare to answer before he speaks again.
"Hold on. We're passing over the rainbow smoke."
The balloon passes over the chimney you once saw, and the balloon changes from green to rainbow colours. You blink a few times, questioning your own eyes, but then nothing so far has been anything like reality. "Thank you," you utter to the man.
"Not at all. Now, tell me, where are we heading?"
He eyes you, seeking guidance to where you need to be. You scratch your head for a moment, not knowing the answer, before choosing to explain your situation. "I fell through the map. I met the map shifter, I met the wizard, and I climbed the throat of the mountain. The wizard told me only I could find my way home." A chuckle comes from the man.
"I see. Well then, I think the best place to drop you off would be the Solitude Library. Perhaps there you can find some answers. Books always hold the answers. You only need look."
You nod to him. It was a better plan than you had come up with so far. You nestle into the basket, listening to it creak as it floated along the winds. Before long, a giant creature was coming into view. The balloon hovered over the back of a giant emu striding the land, and upon its back what appeared to be a building in the middle of a marsh. As the balloon grew closer, it was a windmill, its arms creaking as they turned within the wind.
"Oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no,"
uttered the man from the basket as you turned to take in the worried expression on his face.
"Oh, we're moving too fast. You're gonna have to jump out. This is your stop. Aim for the windmill sails. Clutch them tightly and allow it to take you to the ground."
You nod, preparing yourself at the edge of the basket as you drew lower and closer to the windmill.
"Jump! Jump now!"
You hear him cry. Without hesitation, you launch yourself at the highest sail. Grabbing it, you hear it crack. "Oh no," you utter, as it peels away from the mill, crashing into another sail. Before you know it, you're on the ground in a heap of old, rotted wood. You glance up at the mill, once turning proud, now a bold building sat idle. Sorrow fills you a little, knowing all too well this was your doing. You clutch the wood to lift it off you as you climb to your feet, hearing it clatter to the floor. You sigh out, glancing around you. A boggy marsh surrounds you. Croaks and clicks echo out in the misty surface. It's oddly peaceful, but for only a small period of time. Too long here could drive someone insane. You choose to head to the door of the old mill. Pushing it open, you make your way into the warmth out of the cold blowing wind. You glance around a nestled nook, where the wind could be heard outside. A soft fire crackles in the hearth, and the air is filled with the scent of musty books. So far as your eyes can see, from ceiling to floor, book after book. A single chair sits near the fireside. You choose to sit here for a moment, attempting to collect your thoughts from the bizarre journey you have taken so far. You look about, wondering how you will find the answers in this mass of books. It'll take you years to search all of these. You glance to a small side table, wedged between the chair and the hearth. Upon it sits an open book, with a magnifying glass, highlighting the word clarity. How appropriate, you think to yourself, noticing another compass laid beside it. You take the compass into your hands and watch as its needle begins to spin. Suddenly it stops. You glance up from which it is pointing to notice a dusty book tucked in the corner, where its pages appear to glow. You climb to your feet now and head towards this glowing book, attempting to free it from the multitude of others. You tug and tug. Eventually it comes free, but in doing so forces all the other books to come tumbling down around you, causing a cloud of dust. Unable to see, you choose to take the book and head outside into the marsh, away from the fog and clutter. You find a cluster of rocks near some trickling water, where you perch yourself and pull the book open. It holds no title nor text, yet all of a sudden a crash of golden glitter erupts from the page. Before your very eyes, a small fairy comes into view. Her dainty voice calls out to you.
Greetings, friend.
You smile warmly, greeting her in return.
You need help.
Her little voice comes once more.
Let me help you. What answers do you seek?
You lean a little closer to her, explaining once again your situation. The little fairy smiles at you, and before you know it, she is waving her little crystal wand round and round, causing swirls of golden glitter. She chants,
Off to the Golden Palace with you. Seek the sacred pool. Follow the stream to the old tree. Open the door and you'll be free.
Her voice trails off as your world and view is filled with nothing but golden glitter. Before you know it, the glitter has faded and you're stood at the entrance of the Golden Palace. Everything is gold. Its floors, walls, ceilings, pillars, everywhere you look is a glittering gold. You walk quietly through the palace, wondering what to expect this time, but only the echo of your footsteps greet you as you make your way through. The back of the palace soon opens up into its gardens, where a still, sparkling pool lays mirroring the sky. You move closer to the water's edge, swishing your hand into the water, causing ripples out across its surface, blurring the image of the sky within. You watch as the ripples travel. You notice a leaf caught into one of its swirls, but this does not escape the edge of the pool. You can just about make out as the leaf falls behind the brush that indeed there is a stream leading off of the pool. You climb to your feet and walk the muddy embankment over towards where the leaf vanished. The area opens up into a stream where the water appears to be flowing backwards. The waterfall ahead is not supplying the water to the pool, but in fact the pool is supplying the water to the waterfall. You rub your eyes, wondering if you're seeing things as you watch the water defy gravity and travel back up the waterfall. Perhaps this is not a waterfall at all, and in fact is a water up. You notice that the top of the waterfall is a bank with a single tree. Perhaps the answers are up there. You follow the stream along, listening to its gentle trickle as you do so. Sure enough, to the side of the waterfall, some steps up the side of the cliff and onto the embankment. You climb these now, one step at a time, being careful not to slip on its slick surface from the spray of the waterfall. As you reach the top, a familiar meadow comes into view, a winding path that leads to a giant old oak. You could just about make out a clock in the centre of the tree before your eyes fall to the fairy upon the path, surrounded by animals. She points her crystal wand to the direction of the tree before she fades before your very eyes. You smile, feeling safe at the sight of a familiar face. Taking a deep breath in, you find yourself listening to the crunch of the path under your feet as you make your way to the tree. Reaching out to touch the tree, its rough bark a welcoming sensation as your fingers glide its surface. Your eyes search the tree for answers as you move slowly round it. Suddenly, you spot it. A door in the tree on its other side. You smile to yourself. You have a sudden urge to reach into your pocket where you pull out the key that the wizard gave you. Pushing it into the lock upon the door and turning it, you hear a click. Excited, you push the door open and step through, where you find yourself sitting at the base of your tree, held in place by its root. You close your eyes, breathing in deep as you bring yourself back to the room you began in, your chair, your bed, your surroundings you started with. The moral of the story? Your mind can be a challenging place, full of obstacles you must overcome. It is okay to ask for help from strangers. Allow them to assist you in overcoming obstacles. Good night. Rest well. Have a blessed day. Until next time.